Hi all, good evening. This is Deepak here. So first, let's understand what is Argo CD and why it is required. S- first I'll tell you Argo CD is a open source tools, okay? And Argo CD is a declarative GitOps continuous delivery tool for Kubernetes, right? So whatever things you are doing in the Git operations, okay, either in your dev branch, your main branch, your release branch, okay, directly you can deploy on your Kubernetes application on the workloads, right? And it's very helpful when you are doing the application deployment. So utilize the Git as a single source of truth. Okay. So through Git, you can deploy your applications instead of going manual, yeah, instead of going some other tools. Git is a essential tools and is a completely open source. So and you can manage that. And also it can simplifies application deployment and management. Okay. So whenever you are doing the application deployment, right, it is very simple. Okay, so you need to provide the source destination, and even you can do on the multiple cluster as well. Okay, so it is very important when you have Argo CD and when you are doing the application deployment, very much important. Okay, now let's understand the key feature of Argo CD. Okay, so Argo CD is a declarative GitOps, so sync desired state from Git. Okay, so it has a manual syncing and auto syncing. Okay, in the Argo CD we have options, so you can sync desired state from the Git. So in the Git main branch, whatever the application your code is running, service is running, it will get synced out from the Git. Okay, and it is available for Kubernetes native applications, built-in for Kubernetes workloads. Okay, you can do continuous delivery, so you can automate the update, and also you can application status monitoring in real time health view. You can understand that it is very secure and scalable, so support RBAC, SSO, scaling, everything. Now, coming to the next slide, why Argo City is required, right? So, frequent application changes, right? So, right now you have version 1, okay, and some of the changes feature has been developed and you would like to deploy that, right? So, again, so no need to go to that Kubernetes cluster, deploy all those things, right? Development team, your application team has merged the code in their main branch, okay? It will take when you have the auto sync, okay? Then you have a manual deployment error. So when you are doing the manual deployment, right, definitely you'll have some errors, right? Sometimes you'll have when you are creating a VA editor file, when you are moving the deployment file, a manifest file, you'll face some errors like version error, something, right? So that you can avoid, okay? And configuration drift issue, that also it can be happened, and a scaling challenge also across the environment. So now you want to do on the multiple environment, on the multiple cluster, right? Again, you need to go to that cluster, connect that, all those things, right? Lot of things, and then you need to do that. So in spite of that, just you go to that one UI, Argo CD, select the cluster, select the source, select the destination, and apply it, right? So how Argo CD helps? So it has automates deployment, ensure Git and clusters are consistency, simplify the rollback and troubleshooting. Also has a rollback option. Okay, whenever you have done some changes and workload is not accepting because your whatever the workload you have, it required more resource. That sometimes it's happened, right? Because in the node you have two virtual CPU, 8 GB of RAM, four virtual CPU, 16 GB of RAM, 16 GB of RAM, and already consuming memory, yeah, CPU more than 100%, means definitely you have a infrastructure issue, and then you are trying to, so definitely you can do the rollback also. So that also can be happen. What is the best practice? So store configuration for Git repository and use control also for tracking changes. Okay. So whatever the version control you have in the Git, it will track very normally. Okay. So let's see how you can deploy Argo CD on your AKS cluster. Okay. So what I can do is I can go to my Chrome browsers. Let's create a AKS cluster. Okay, so I'll go to Kubernetes service, create Kubernetes cluster. I can give the resource group, so I can create a new resource group is Argo CD. Dev test, so AKS 01. Okay, so region none, ability zone none, AKS pricing free version. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now go to that. So I'm going RBAC rule, not standard one. Node pulls, so I can have this is sufficient. No, so this is not sufficient. So let's delete, add a new to rulebook system and add Argo CD. Okay, node. Okay, just I'm adding. Ability zone, no, none. Ubuntu Linux, that is fine. No Azure, so minimum node count. I don't want to go to manual. Size, choose for virtual CPU, 16 GB of RAM. Okay, add. Let's see, is it accepting? Now let's go to that networking tab. So just network configuration as it is, I am keeping it. Next, nothing. Monitoring, I don't want to have Prometheus monitoring metrics. Alert also I don't need. Security as it is. I don't need. I don't need anything. Okay. Advanced tag, that is fine. Tag not required. Next. If validation is passed, we can able to create a cluster. Let's create a cluster. Will take couple of minutes. Meanwhile, we can find some deployment for Argo Shitty. So it's getting created. So meanwhile, I can pause the recordings. So now you can see, right, my AKS cluster is created. Now let me go to my cluster and let me duplicate one tab. So now I am connecting. So I used to go with this and Azure CLI. So Cloud Cell. I'll open the Cloud Cell here as a full tab. Okay. So what is the first command? This. Okay. Then what is the second command? So if you type kubectl get ns, so I can see my namespace, right? So let me create a namespace. So kubectl create namespace Argo cd. Okay. So my namespace is created. So if you do that get ns, you can see that, right? My Argo cd is there. Now let's go to the installation document. Okay. So you can see we don't have anything, right? Directly you can go and apply this file. So I will go here, kubectl apply -k this file. So apply -k error, symlink failure, no such file or directory. Okay, that's fine. So what I can do is I can go with this URL curl https:// raw dot get github user content dot com slash helm slash main scripts hyphen get hyphen helm hyphen 3 bash. Okay. Now Argo CD got created. Helm repo add helm repo add Argo https:// Argo CD Argo project dot github dot io slash argo hyphen helm. Okay, added. Now let me update the helm repo. Helm repo update just got updated. Now helm install argo cd space argo slash argo hyphen cd hyphen namespace argo cd. Okay. Wait for few minutes. Okay. So now what I can do is just type kubectl get pod -n argo cd. So you can see my Argo CD server is running. Now what I can do is kubectl get svc kubectl. So what I can do is I can modify that. So what I can do directly kubectl patch service file argo cd hyphen server. So this is your server. So argo cd hyphen server hyphen n argo cd hyphen p. You can add a port single quote curly bracket double quote a specification colon then you can add double quote type colon load balancer. Load balancer. Okay. Okay. So now they are saying Argo City server not found. So what I can do is still it is saying Argo City server is not found. Hyphen n Argo City all are running. And my mistake. Still Argo City server not found. kubectl just a minute. Okay. So now I found that Argo City. So there was a space should be here. So specification type load balancer. So I have not given the space over here. That is the reason it was causing a issue. So now my Argo City server is got accessible publicly. So kubectl get svc Argo cd hyphen server hyphen n Argo cd. So I'm checking whether service external IP. So this is my external IP. So what I can do is http colon double slash control v colon proper 3. So if I'll open this, you can see my Argo CD is running. So how you can fetch the password, right? So I want to fetch the password, correct? So to fetch the password, I need to get their secret. So what is the command to get their secret? Kubectl tl hyphen n argo cd get secret argo cd hyphen initial hyphen admin hyphen secret. Dot data dot password. So I need password, right? A space base 64 hyphen d. Oh, again, there is a issue. Just a minute. So I got the password. So I'll copy this and I'll open this. So admin password is control B. Sign in. So now how you can do that, right? So first what you need to do is in the setting tab, you need to create a project. Okay. So go to setting, project, create a project name. So project name, you can go with the environment perspective, application perspective. So suppose this is my PPA application. Okay. Environment, I'm giving dev environment. Just you can find, you can write the description. I can create the project. So project name should be PPI. Okay. Let's create a. So project got created. Now, once your project got created, what is the source of project? Project definitely has a source. So you can add the source. So you can add your get URL. Okay. Destination. What is your destination? So destination is cluster, right? So that you can mention the details. All those things you can provide this, like destination, scope, everything you have to provide. Once you have done that, go to your application, create a new app, application name. So suppose this is my application deployment. So this I'm giving, this is my hotel app. Project name, so is a BPI. Sync policy, you want to go with the manual or automatic. So when you do that automatic, it will take from the Git and it will be auto sync. Manual means you need to click on the sync. Okay. So that is the difference. Then they have a sync options you have, schema validation, all those things. This is the validation, replace, retry. Then this is your URL, source URL. So this is your Git URL. Okay. And then revision, you can have your branch details, then path, means repo path, then cluster URL. So Kubernetes is a default one, namespace, you can give that, all those things you can give that. And once you have done, you can create that. Okay. So once you have created, there is a sync option, right? You can see, you can go with the sync. Prune means you want to delete the existing changes, all those things that you can do, and you can do the deployment. So just it is like a similar. So just you do the Git operation and do all the changes, like create a project, do the SSO integration, all those things that you need to do that. Once it is done, once your Argo CD UI is ready, just you do the Git, and after that it will be done from automatically when you have a sync with automatic. When you have manual sync, definitely you need to click on sync. Otherwise, when you create the application, it should be automatic, so that all you can do that. Okay. So that's it for this lecture. In next lecture, I'll show you how you can add your SSL certificate over here. Okay, with the OpenSSL commands. Okay, like we have a self-signed certificate, right? That you can convert, you can generate a self-signed and you can apply that, so that this URL would be secure. Okay, so now people cannot trust on HTTP, right? So we should have that HTTPS. Okay, so I'll tell you how you can deploy your SSL certificate on this URL. Okay, so that's it for this lecture. Hope you have enjoyed the session.